Whether if you're a parent or a teacher, it always helps developing the skills of talking to your core audience, that is children and teenagers. It doesn't matter your level of experience at this task. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to boost your communication abilities with the next generations. And these tips are: number 1, perspective flow. Number 2, layer listening. And number 3, scorched earth action. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. Number 1, perspective flow. The first tip that I'm going to give you to talk to children and teenagers is to have a liquid perspective of their own emotions and struggles. And I know this can be hard because adults have problems that are orders of magnitude and scope way beyond we're able to manage sometimes. But it doesn't mean that children's experiences and their perspective is brand new as they are discovering the world and challenges around them. We tend to forget that we also went through all that process, but it was so many decades ago that they have no more emotional impact over us. And that's why so many parents and grandparents talk like that old joke that goes like this. You know, son, when I was your age, I had to walk 2 miles through a swamp filled with crocodiles and then 2 more miles under barbed wire to avoid the local children poachers, just to get to school. And we did not have notepads, no. We used birchwood bark, read from nervy trees with our own fingers, using raw charcoal to write. And you got all those iPads today. What are you complaining about? That's why grandparents watch The Revenant and they think that it's a movie about a man going out for groceries. But sadly, this is much more common than we think. Way too many parents and way too many teachers think that kids have it all much easier today. But even if technology has improved a lot of daily life, emotional struggles are exactly the same. How to deal with conflict, how to deal with shame, rejection, the perception of our self-worth, feel that we're worthy of love. Those are struggles that are exactly the same now than 500 years ago. Nothing has changed. So that's the first step that should happen inside your mind. You need to let your perception flow and realize the possibility that even if children and teenagers don't need to fight crocodiles anymore, they still have the same insecurities of any human being at that age. What's more, maybe you are a more extroverted person and they are more introverted, or you're more agreeable and they are less agreeable. So it also helps a lot to learn at least a little bit about personality traits to grasp the concept that they could process events differently than you. But none of this will work if you don't put into action the next tip. Number 2, layer listening. I know that this video is called How to Talk to Children and Teenagers, but in fact, it should be called How to Listen to Children and Teenagers. And it's critical for their emotional development that they get enough space to develop the skills to deal with anything that life throws at them. You might have noticed for yourself that when you have the opportunity to talk about an issue or maybe write about an issue when journaling, for example, you get inspiration for spontaneous answers. Like just getting the issue in perspective helps you come up with possible courses of action. And the first step of layer listening is just let them talk. That's it. Do not interrupt, do not jump to conclusions, just let them say what they want to say. We have this very bad habit of thinking about an answer while the person is talking and they will notice it. I always recommend that you should use your mind's eye to visualize the events, the experiences that they're telling you. Once they are finished, that apparently they said everything they wanted to say, you will go for the second layer of listening with a double question. And pay attention to this double question. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this? Anything that you think I should know? Now there comes the catch. What they answer after this double question could sound trivial, like non-important, but they added it for a reason. Lastly, there's a third layer of listening that is giving them the option to choose the course of action. You will ask them one of the most powerful questions of any conversation. Do you want me to just listen to you and be aware of this? You want me to make a suggestion about what you should do, or you want me to act upon this? You're giving them the right to decide what's next, just like a video game. If they just wanted you to listen, well, that's it. If they want your suggestion, make sure it's not a judgment, but an actual suggestion. And if they want you to intervene, then you should discuss with them to reach an agreement about the right course of action. This layered listening technique helps them open up, explore options themselves, and decide if they really need your help. This process helps them build self-perception, self-image, builds emotional intelligence. This has a lot of benefits, so I strongly suggest that you give it a try. Sometimes it happens that teenagers, especially teenagers, are not that keen on talking spontaneously about their issues, and that's perfectly normal behavior. My recommendation is that you get used to talk about your own issues with them and just ask them about their opinion. It's a reciprocity technique. I talk about my issues now, and maybe you want to talk about your issues later. It also helps a lot to be aware of their tastes in shows, music, video games, so you can use examples and analogies and terms from their culture. Yes, at first you're going to sound like the Steve Buscemi meme, but it will eventually pay off. In the end, one of the most important goals of these conversations is building trust. And everything that you've done so far brings you to the third and most critical tip. Number 3 is scorched earth action. I've made a few passing references to video games. If you think about it, life is a lot like a video game in which you are the main character. But in this case, the main character is the child or teen that you're talking to. To better communicate with them, you've already made your perspective flow around their issues and applied the layered listening technique. And this last technique gave them 3 options for you. You just listen, you suggest a course of action, or you act yourself. But it's them who are calling the shots, and this is very important to understand. If they make the choice in that you only listen, and then you break that decision by acting on your own, then you're breaking that trust. You become a bug in the video game because you act in a way that you're not supposed to, in a way that the main character was not expecting, so it would break that trust that you built this far. In the same spirit, if the main character says that they want you to act, and then days go by, or a week or 2 weeks pass, and you still haven't done anything about it, then they will lose trust in you as well. That's why this tip is called scorched earth action. No matter what the main character chooses, you will go scorched earth on their decision. You will uphold it no matter what. Maybe you're thinking that this is a dangerous approach to act upon the decision of a child or a teenager. That's why there are levels to this. If they only want you to listen, then maybe the problem is not that big. If they are open to your suggestions, well, you can suggest what is the best approach. And if they want you to intervene, you still have to involve them and reach a consensus about what is going to be the course of action that you're going to take. It's in these daily interactions that our children can develop both emotional intelligence, self-reliance, and exercise their reasoning. It all boils down to a single sentence. When listening, flow like water. When acting, stay true to your words like a rock. By the way, if you want to refine your communication skills, don't forget to download my 100 body language tips with the link in the description. And you'll also find the link where you can donate if you want to help me make more videos like this. Take care, my body language buddies.